Welcome back to the world of Cairn.
Hey.
Good evening, everyone.
Wow, sorry we're running 9 minutes late tonight.
I'm not sorry in the least bit. Come fight me.
She's not sorry. She's not sorry. I'm sorry. Everyone
It's
else
Genesis. She's not gonna be sorry.
She's not.
Nope.
That would be entirely out of character for her to be sorry. But I know we had an interesting last session. We found the standard, what was left of it, and found something else there too. Anybody remember?
The church.
Death. We found death.
Death.
We found some sufficient amounts of death, yes.
Death.
And cake. We found cake.
Oh, cake is nice.
That was... No, that was more of a... Uki, in her delirium of the toxin, kept thinking of cake. We have cake.
Oh.
Poor Uki.
Rip.
Uki got pretty dinged up.
But she also got massively healed.
Yeah, you guys did pull off quite a feat of healing, working in tandem. So that was...
Yeah, between Saoirse and Wilhelm and Genesis, like, holy shit.
Yeah, it was brilliant. It was a very good use of the mechanics to maximum effect. So, I know you broke through the ice, made your way into the chasm within. You found the standard listing on its side, frozen, as well as a campsite with all of the bodies of the crew undisturbed beneath a thick layer of frost, as if they just laid down and died. It was around that time that a black dog started poofing around the room, watching you, motioning to you with its muzzle to leave the bodies alone, I think was what you determined.
Yes, that was listeners' takeaway at the very least.
Yeah, and Saoirse's too, because she's just like, we're not here to disturb, like, anything. Like, you know, we just kind of want to take a look around and see what happened. And the dog kind of, like, just nuzzled some snow back over the body that listener had kind of, like, dusted off. And she's like, well, we won't do that anymore.
Oh, yeah. And it looks like he's standing right in front of you when we left off there.
Mm-hmm.
So, unless anyone has anything to add, that's a good place to pick up. The large black dot, let me pull his stats up so when you guys inevitably end up fighting him.
No, not the goodest boy. You wouldn't... Saoirse wouldn't want to fight the goodest boy.
Probably not. Probably not. But you know how crazy this little crew can get sometimes.
I'm sorry, I believe we are the opposite of that.
Did somebody say fight?
Yep. There we go. Okay, so... My goodness, screen's going nuts.
Yeah, no, I think we're split down the middle. We've got 3 strong fighters, a bit of a rough and tumble attitude, and then we have a doctor, a combination undertaker and counselor, and the living, breathing incarnation of the "but I'm baby" emoji.
Nice. I love it. So yeah, he's basically standing in front of you, just watching you.
Mm-hmm. And listeners been watching back. He might do that for a while, honestly.
Honestly, at this point, he'd probably keep it up as just about as long as you could. If not longer.
The unstoppable force. The immovable object.
Yes, he's a very patient creature, to say the least. So, where do we go from here, though?
Remind me, if you don't mind. Were there spirits standing about doing their usual spirit things?
If you remember, they were just standing about doing average everyday things.
Yes.
In a repetition. Can't go with the setback right off the bat. And there were just innumerable ghostly hands reaching through the hull of the ship. Like you can see the ghostly hands coming through.
I did not remember the ghostly hands, so it's good that you mentioned that. Well, having learned his lesson about disturbing the bodies, listener's going to see if he pulls any reactions from interacting with a spirit.
Okay. So you're going to move over to attempt to speak with a spirit.
Yeah, I tend to have decent success with that.
Okay. The creature moves with you, watching you very closely.
Okay. That's to be expected at this stage. But let's say I find the spirit of the same guy that I had brushed the snow off of and examined. I believe he was a tallish, blonde, clearly becked.
Yeah, so he's easy enough to find. He's practically hovering over his corpse. He looks to be sitting, drinking a cup of coffee or tea, something warm.
Listener hunkers down a little bit because otherwise I'd be quite a bit above. Just addresses the spirit and says, "You seem very calm."
Strangely, you get no reaction from the spirit. He sits there staring off into space, sipping on whatever it is he's drinking.
That's interesting. I do wonder. Usually the spiritualists' communications with the dead are based upon the fact that they want something out of a spiritualist. They recognize that we can actually see them and affect things in the world. So perhaps these spirits want for nothing.
It's an interesting observation that you've just made, because none of them are noticing you or acknowledging the fact that you're there at all. Like, none of them. Which, now, that does happen sometimes, but with this many, there was bound to be one.
Yes, you would expect that. Okay. Listener is nothing if not thorough. Let's say for the next little while he goes around just waving a hand in front of spirits and, talking at them a little. Just here in the camp to see if any of them react.
Alright. So the creature will follow you, like just shadow you, basically, as you go.
I'd say okay, but it gives other people an opportunity to do things.
So yeah. Go ahead.
I was about to say, I think Saoirse's going to look at some of the items that are around, like, any crates, barrels, trying to just observe what's in the campsite without trying to disturb any of the bodies.
Okay. Most of what you're going to see are sundry items. Preserved meats, some fruits that are long since, like, frost burned to bejesus and back. Crates of various goods, bundles of cloth. Nothing that stands out aside from the fact there is wood, prevalent in a lot of this structure. Like, there are wooden crates, there are wooden buckets, wooden barrels. The ship itself is made of wood.
Yeah. Just because I imagine it is so rare, if the dog is okay with it, I think Saoirse would like to take some of the cloth just to make herself like some clothing.
All right, so you're gonna pick up some of the cloth.
Uh, yeah, probably like more on the way out whenever we're about to leave.
So not
And
right
again, if
now.
it's okay with the dog, but yeah. But what like kind of cloth is even there?
It's woolen cloth.
Okay. Yeah, Saoirse's probably had a lot made out of wool once upon a time.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'll be good.
Given the temperature here, wool is actually a very nice find.
Okay.
Mhm.
Noticing this, I would look at the dog, look at the wool, grab the wool, and look at the dog.
All right.
Hmm? Hmm? Hmm?
Listener, give me a perception check, please.
Absolutely. There you go.
All right. This is a very low DC, so you caught it, no problem.
Mhm.
You notice here. That's where you're at. He's here. Genesis reaches down and picks up a bundle of cloth from.
I just grab it. I just grab it and I look to the dog to see if this is okay.
The dog kind of leans and looks around, listener, at you as you do. Listener, what you notice is every spirit in the camp just snapped to attention and started looking directly at Genesis. Everything went still.
I open up the emergency line.
Thank you, Debbie, by the way.
Directly to Genesis. Genesis, you're receiving a call.
Hello?
Whatever you did, the dead did not care for it. Is it something you can undo?
I look down at the wool. I look back at the dog. I look at the wool. And I control Y out of this. Like individual fingers just uncurling from the wool individually, like dink, 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 and back away.
All right.
Slowly, almost comically, with my hand that touched the wool up, like, nope.
So now,
Nope.
are you sending her visuals?
Yes, I think listener often will send a visual of a scene when he's trying to describe something that's happened. So she has probably seen that the spirits had snapped to look at her.
Yeah, I just.
Genesis,
probably
you
didn't
are
need
you are absolutely surrounded by these spirits
that.
that have just gone completely still, snapped to attention, and are watching you just closely. Especially after
Okay.
seeing the image, like your empathy is off the charts right now with this uneasy feeling in your gut that's just twisting you up inside in knots. Like you are genuinely afraid right now.
Can Saoirse, like, looking at Genesis, can she sort of guess that something's going on right now that's
Yeah.
making her, like, put down the cloth?
Do an advantaged insight check.
Oh, let's get out of here. It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Backing away, please.
Insight rolled.
Cringe.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you see her face just blanch. Eyes go wide. Or are you wearing your mask?
I am not wearing that. I wouldn't have been able to see
Okay.
the wool if I were, I don't think.
But you can still get a sense of things when you wear it. Um,
I'm gonna stand on it.
okay.
Just for now.
Oh, that's
'Cause I
fine.
don't think it's worse.
Yeah,
Probably.
that means you get the full expression.
Okay, so at this point, Saoirse's just going to put her hand on Genesis's shoulder and just be like, "That's all right, Genesis. If the dog or the spirits of the dead here don't want us taking that fabric, I don't need it. You can get some fabric from elsewhere."
Well, we tried.
Listener,
Sorry.
Yes.
sorry, they're not stopping. In fact, they're not so much moving as if just drifting inward towards her now. Very, very slowly.
I actually move over towards Genesis, breaking for a moment from my current rounds. I look at the spirits as they close in on Genesis. Do they seem to be paying attention, or are they still kind of in that daze of the dead? It's so common for them.
They're not in a daze right now. They're hyper focused. I'm sorry about the train.
I'm sorry.
They're hyper focused right now. On her specifically. Drifting in close. You're starting to see like hands begin to kind of slowly extend and reach out towards her. And Genesis, that feeling in your stomach is just wailing on you now.
Genesis, you seem to have attracted their attentions. Usually such spirits are harmless, but perhaps it would be best if you retreated to the ship.
Oh, you're not gonna have to tell me twice to get out of here.
So are you bailing?
Shoop, shoop, off she goes.
All right, so
Listener's a little slow, but he follows along because if the spirits actually do anything, he's the only one with much of a chance to intervene.
Yeah, if listener's going back, then Saoirse will make her way back as well.
Well, before you do, oh. Oh.
That's a lot of rolls.
I don't like all those dice. I'm not a fan of it. I just want it to be clear.
Wow.
Wait, there's one more. Okay,
Wait, just one more.
just one more. All right.
Oh, no.
What is your AC?
Saoirse's is 14.
Oh no, this was Genesis. Sorry.
18.
18.
Kisses the guns.
So yeah, 2 of those definitely. So as you turn to move, you suddenly feel as though you're passing through something, like walking through liquid or jello or something. It's this impedance that you're still managing to move through, but you can feel it pulling on you, and it just cuts right through everything you're wearing. It's icy cold, and you could swear you feel hands gripping at you against your skin. Icy cold, like I said, and just something unnatural completely washing over you.
Full speed.
I need you to make 2 opposed strength checks, please.
You're getting ghost grappled.
So there's my rolls.
Strength
All you gotta do is
checks.
beat those.
Okay. Oh no, my stats for strength. Oh no.
You can actually use acrobatics for most grapple defenses.
In this case, I'm gonna require strength because
Oh,
you cannot
Oh,
see
no.
what's grabbing you.
Oh no!
no.
Good luck with that athletics.
Oh no. Oh. Okay. All right. Here we go. Number 1.
One success.
Number 2.
There you go. All right. So in a terror, Genesis probably meeps pretty loud, and you actually see, those of you aside from listeners see like something pulling back at her that she just kind of tears free from and starts running. Listener, you obviously can see what's happening. They have reached out and attempted to like grab hold of her. A couple of them actually succeeding in gaining purchase. Genesis.
I'm skedaddling.
You just aged 4 years.
Oh,
Get me, sloppy.
I can't heal that.
Remnants of the old world magic.
Just Muppet style, legging it. Just do. I gotta get out of here.
Isn't Genesis like in her early 20s though?
I'm old.
Lol.
So, as she takes off, the moment she gets basically back towards the orty, the spirits settle back into their motions, as if nothing happened. The creature moves into the center of the camp and sits down, cocks his head sideways, tongue lolling out of its mouth, and just kind of watches her run away.
How unusual.
Circe's just looking back now and kind of wondering what happened because everything seems to be calm now. So she's just like, huh.
Because you're still here, listeners actually going to talk to you. The spirits took some exception to Genesis and made as if to grab her. I do not believe. Well, even from the collective, I do not recall the spirits ever having done such. I certainly have not seen this.
Yeah, that's certainly strange, but what was going on is that Genesis was getting some fabric from me after I expressed interest in, like, wanting it. I guess the spirits here don't want us disturbing anything at all. So, I don't know why, I don't know what for, but if we do explore this area, then we need to be very careful.
Certainly it is more dangerous than I first suspected.
That's fine. Kaz, what are you doing up there? I see you moving around.
Shifting about.
Yeah, well, I was checking in that little dinghy type thing to see what was in there, but if there's nothing of interest, then I'll probably move back to the group.
Some old rotten fishing tackle, that's about it.
Yeah, I'll see what's going on over there.
Hey, you saw the commotion. Like, you weren't that far away. You saw it and heard it. Probably not entirely sure what was happening, but
Yeah.
enough to know that it wasn't good.
Yeah.
Kaz, the spirits here are most unusual. Perhaps do not move anything around.
Gotcha. No worries.
Church, there's an important question I don't believe we ever sorted out.
What's that?
How long do Ogham live?
You know what? That has yet to be discovered.
Yes. I was just wondering, would losing XD4 years actually just put listener right in the ground? These are the questions.
I will say that was it O or I?
Yes.
Sorry, I is the oldest living Ogham. I was the first Ogham, and I is still alive.
All right, so I could probably tank one or two of those, but that's really dependent upon how Ogham physiology functions, not connected to the hive mind, and also deprived pretty regularly of good water and sunlight. So, yeah. Do caution.
Yeah, it hasn't. No Ogham has died of old age yet.
That's a good track record. I like my odds.
I just apply plant logic to this, like plant logic and age. And plants, you know, only really die if they're deprived of what they need to live. I mean, there are trees that are like hundreds of years old.
Yes.
Yeah, here, hang on one sec. I'll be right back. Here, I'll bring us back. Okay, there we go. We're back live.
Oh,
Sorry about that.
It's only a momentary break.
Yes, we're back.
Just
Though.
briefly.
We are back.
The ley lines came unstuck for a moment. We're back with you.
Okay, so where were we?
It's listeners' intent to go have a look at the ship.
Okay.
And Kaz and Saoirse are, for the moment at least, planning to come with him, but very carefully.
Okay. All right.
To look, but to not disturb anything.
So the creature, as we're calling it, will follow. Of course.
Yes. I would expect no less. It's doing its job properly.
Yeah.
All right.
Because the ship is pretty fully tilted off. I'm gonna have to go around the back, I bet.
All right. So, right there, as you get to about right here, we'll say, basically as you get closer to the ship itself, you begin to feel this overwhelming sense of just dread welling up inside of you. It's we're gonna call it and this is probably strange for your character, but the equivalent of a migraine starting to form.
Interesting. I would say listener has an unusual pain reaction. It's not got that deep down primal connection to his his physiology trying to tell him, do something about this is terrible. It's more like, you're a plant that can accidentally think. You don't know how to feel about this.
Yeah.
So he notes it, but does not stop his progress.
All right. All right, so you continue on around, everyone following?
Yep.
All right.
Am I with the group or am I recovering on the Orti? I forget.
I show you as not on the Orti. You're right here, but I don't know if you were trying to walk around on your leg. I know you were still using a cane for a support. Yeah.
I would say you were in the ship, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think I'm
gonna let you out.
Yeah, I think I'm in the ship. So.
Okay, that's fine.
No problem. I'm good.
No worries. No worries.
Now, have I come back with my broth yet? I don't know roughly how long this would have taken.
Sure. We'll say by now. Yeah.
Okay.
You got your broth.
Well, I am gonna come tromping through.
What, outside?
Yes, holding my broth. Got a little platter of little bowls.
Are you just tromping right on through?
Do I see anything? Like, do I see the good boy?
Well, he's up here right now.
Okay, well, then I am going to, showing respect, but yes, I am going to keep tromping through to meet up with everyone else.
Okay.
Does showing respect involve not just stepping on random debris?
Cool.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, I'm not stepping on things that look like they might have been people. I will give the camp a slight berth so that I don't look like I'd be possibly stepping on someone.
Okay, but you're not worried about stuff.
I mean, it would depend on what it is. If it looked flat, he probably wouldn't care. He's not trying to turn an ankle, so he's not going to step in like giant groups of rope. But yeah, he's not.
Give me a D20 roll. Let's just see how this plays out. Okay, you managed to avoid stepping on anything.
Do we notice him coming up behind?
You'll hear him. He's tromping. Tromp, 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 tromp.
Okay. Listener stops and looks back and realizes, oh, no one has told him yet. Wilhelm,
Yes.
do not be alarmed. However, the spirits in this place are slightly unusual and seem to react very strongly to anybody touching the remains of the camp, the ship, any of their previous possessions. Do avoid this if you can.
Thank you. I appreciate the knowledge. I apparently was lucky on my way through. Would you like some hot water?
That would likely be good.
I don't know. I have warm broth for everyone else, and just hot water. It seemed more appropriate for you. I don't know if you get cold.
Oh, most certainly. Usually the Ogham just weather it, but hot water, quite an idea.
So at this point, listener, the pain in your head is distracting.
Yeah.
To the point of you're going to suffer a penalty.
I take the hot water, but I'm a little shaky.
So yeah,
Something very strange is here.
For the time being, any combat or skill rolls you have are at a -1.
That is fair. He absorbs some of the hot water, and it takes a little bit of the chill out of his extremities, hopefully.
Good.
Would anyone else like some? I have hot broth for...
Oh yeah, mate. Absolutely. I'll take one.
It sounds lovely, Wilhelm. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, everybody give me a perception roll, please.
Yo.
No problem.
Well, the four of you, anyway. Blam, blam. Wow, look at that. Are you eating as well, Wilhelm?
Yes, I have also made a small bowl of broth for myself.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh, nice.
Genesis, you're back on the ORT.
I left you with the bowl of broth, though. There was one for you as well.
Yeah, this won't affect you, Genesis. Wilhelm, as you hand out the last bowl and look down yours, you notice that your bowl of broth is just writhing with maggots. Enough to where you're just about to shout, "Wait," as everyone else looks down and notices that their own bowls are also just writhing with maggots.
A visible shudder goes through Saoirse as she sees this.
This was not how I brought them out.
No.
Is yours also
It's just
affected,
extra protein.
listener?
I assume it is.
Yeah, all of you. Same thing.
Okay, because his was legitimately just water.
It's
Yeah.
just extra protein. Don't worry about it.
That is not usual. Here, you have that back. I will press on quickly. Something about this place is quite bad. So I'm going to go up to the far side of the ship, avoiding brushing anything, messing with the sails, and take a look down on this side and see what can be seen.
All right. As you come around this side, all of the hand movements that you saw
Mhm.
cease. It's like they all withdraw back into the ship. Movement ceases.
Ooh. Well, usually from various places on a ship's top deck, you can see down inside of it. There'll be various hatches to the
Oh, yeah.
lower levels.
There's loads of holes and cracks, and the hatches that you're talking about. One of them's hanging completely open, in fact.
Yes. So I look within those. I have various means by which to do so. I do get that enhanced vision out of the Arcanist, and if that's insufficient, I can always cast Green Sight.
Okay. So you're peering in, and you'll see like a glimmer of movement every now and then. A shifting, a slight undulating even. In your head, you'll notice quickly that there's a pulse to it. Very slow, very subtle, but every time it pulses, your head does too.
That is deeply unfortunate. Assuming it doesn't start to kill me, I move closer, attempting to get an angle on the center of the pulse, the center of the motion. I'll make a check to try and determine it if necessary.
All right. It's hard to determine a center because it's just within the entire hull of the ship, as far as you can tell.
So the ship itself, perhaps, or something that's just really hard to determine from within it.
It's within it, something deep in the hull of it.
Is it affecting Kaz at all?
You're on edge. You don't like this. Your Strider sense is tingling.
Listener gets to about right here, and then he faces Kaz. Kaz, do you feel that?
I feel something. Not exactly sure what it is. Feel tense.
Saoirse and Wilhelm, are you hanging back intentionally?
Yeah, Saoirse is.
Okay. It's all good.
Yeah, I trust the listener enough to respect his words when it comes to matters of the spirit.
Okay. So you're up there. You're peering in. You're using your green sight.
Yes. So I get myself an hour of that.
You can definitely see like this undulating motion. It's almost like a blanket through the cracks and the open portals. You can see it like just running along the bottom of the hull of the ship. Just this undulating, almost like a mass of spiritual energy.
Okay. This is very interesting. May I do two things?
You can
Okay.
certainly try.
One of them, I should be relatively attuned to the forces of death. As a spiritualist, So I would like to determine, or just try and suss out, is there some immense magical power here that is emitting an aura of death and decay?
Oh, I mean, there's a lot of that down here.
There is, but most of it is the standard kind. You know, just regular corpses,
The standard.
suspiciously dead without mark upon their bodies.
Standard kind.
The standard amount of death and decay. I mean, this is Cairn, you
Yeah.
know.
Well, no, it's just the standard on the standard.
Yeah. So, as opposed to the standard kind of death and decay, I'm asking about the standards kind of
There's
death and decay.
uh
Because listeners building a theory internally that they acquired some sort of artifact of such deathly power that it simply struck them all down where they stood once they became shipwrecked here.
are you using any abilities?
I have a couple, but none of them specifically do this. Thus, my asking you how to go about this. Because I do have spectral awareness, so I'm aware of spiritual energy around me.
Yeah. Which
and
is
then
what
I do have sight.
Yeah, go ahead.
So
Your spectral awareness is why you know that the blanket across the bottom of the hull is spiritual energy.
mhm.
The green side is why you can see it so clearly through the darkness.
Yes.
Because where you're at right now, looking in, it's pitch black because the light of the Orti, is blocked by the hull of the ship. You can see little bits of light shooting through the cracks in the wood here and there, but all it does is illuminate the misty fog within.
Okay. So I guess what I'd like to do is an Arcana check, I guess, to see if a good roll from listener can help support the theories of me, the player.
Sure. I will let that go.
There you go.
That's pretty good. What is your theory?
My theory is that there is a powerful magical artifact present here, and that artifact is capable of killing people just outright, but generally it's emitting an aura of death and decay. Listener doesn't know about necromancy, but if he did, he might think about necromancy. The maggots, the fact that everybody seems to have died, rather suddenly and without visible signs of anything beforehand.
Genesis aging.
Yeah.
Didn't see that.
You're pretty sure that this is not due to a magical artifact.
Oh.
I will say that.
That does inform my thought process. Mm-hmm. All right, then. To Kaz. I must know what caused this, but if I go any closer, it may simply cause me to collapse.
Alright. I'll go check it out then, shall I?
Let us proceed together.
Kaz like, hi
Remember.
ho, hi ho.
Very carefully.
Off to death we go.
We have no time to fear death. We're here to find stuff out.
Alright.
That's right.
So you guys going up to a breach in the hull to enter? Or?
Yep.
Yes, but as we first approach, let's say listener reaches out to touch the wood and just is waiting for a response. He's testing the waters.
And touch the wood.
Yes, the wood of the ship.
It's ice cold.
Uh-huh.
Just
Am I immediately swarmed by spirits?
No, you touch the hull.
Mhm.
You that sense, that pulse in your head gets worse the closer you get.
Okay. It should be possible to proceed. I hesitate to say safe. And yeah, I guess we're gonna take a peek inside the hull,
All right, you stepping in, or
if that's necessary to look around.
yeah? I mean, you're going from the deck into the lower hull.
Yep,
Yeah.
Okay.
we
So-
are below decks.
So Kaz steps in, listener behind him. Normally this would be a disadvantage, but based upon the two of you,
Mhm.
it's just standard. Give me perception checks, please, both of you.
Oof. Kaz pulling this one off for us.
Nice.
That headache is finally getting to listener.
Yeah. That would have been at a -1 too, so yeah.
What if you rolled a 0 on a d20?
I know. Okay, so you step into the darkness. The slight slivers of illumination that shoot through the cracks in the bottom of the hull from the light of the orty only seem to refract the light off and show the envelope of mist within. Listener, your eyes, where they would be, glowing green, giving off a soft illumination of eerie light within. With that, you can see just this undulating mass of spiritual energy running along the entire bottom of the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Your curiosity, of course, just wrangling wide open right now. You step forward.
No.
You almost bump into Kaz as Kaz just comes to a full stop, immediately just going on guard as suddenly these tendrils of mist and ice and spectral energy shoot forward, just dozens of them with breakneck speed, lashing out at the both of you in an attempt to grab you. Luckily, Kaz was not surprised.
Yes, luckily Kaz is very sharp.
So, listener, however,
Yeah,
totally surprised.
absolutely.
However, because he's right next to me,
Mhm.
I believe in Kaz.
I'm trying to remember where it is on my sheet, but I think I can give the big plant +4 AC.
Hey,
Okay.
Yes.
that is of great material advantage. You do not want to know what my AC is.
Bulwark, yeah. Very nice. Starting to use these abilities.
Mhm.
Very nice. It also roots you.
Immune.
Mhm.
Condition immunities. It's very generous.
Trip, knockdown, knockback. Okay. Very good. That's done. That's very good. Okay, so listener,
Mhm.
they're going after you first, so +4 to your AC.
Yes, that puts me at a smooth 14.
14.
Oh God!
Needed all the help he could get, apparently.
Every last
Oh.
bit.
And I
No.
thought mine was
No.
bad.
Wow!
I have
Wow.
spiritualist bonuses, which is to say none, and my race does not wear clothing, let alone armor.
Wow! Wow!
Thank you for the plus.
We've got 2 more of these, so
Hey, cut in half this damage is already good enough for me.
oh
There was no
Ouch.
stopping that one.
no. Or
Or
yeah,
that-
or that one. Okay.
Ouch!
Ouch.
Ouch!
All right, so what we got here? Okay, yes, this isn't too bad. Don't worry. So from those, you'll take,
Mhm.
and the crit was the 1, so 8 damage.
Oh, that's nice.
But you are grappled.
That's less nice.
And they are pulling you in.
Even worse.
Now, you are not surprised, Kaz. What's your AC?
My AC is, I believe it's 20.
20, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. Kaz holds his ground. Spectral lashes launching out at him, passing through. He knocking them away, dodging out, doing everything he can to protect Listener, who's slowly being drug into the mass of spectral energy that is now visible to both of you. Listener, you are immediately overcome with this frigid sense of cold wherever these things are touching you, like you can feel the water inside you icing.
You know what's fun is, as soon as this happened, about the third time you said the bottom of the ship, I finally understood what had happened here, and so did Listener. It's a good thing to have right before it kills you.
You're good, it's fine. So, what's happening to you right now, Listener, with the grapple? Yes. You are effectively knocked prone. As these things grab you, and they've got you, and they're pulling you into the mass, slowly freezing you as they do.
Not ideal.
You can feel your body beginning to stiffen from the cold, which is a very dangerous thing for you as an Ogham. So we'll give you a chance to, of course, to break.
Don't mind that. That was me clicking something accidentally.
No, you're good. Now here's the real question.
Yes.
Saoirse and Wilhelm, I need
Yes.
you guys to give me, I'm just going to do straight perception checks, DC 17, to see if you are aware that something has gone wrong by the noise.
Ooh. Wow.
Look at that. So Saoirse, you hear Kaz kind of, whoop, and then a loud thud from inside the ship. The thud of something large falling over.
It's appropriate that the empath is the one who gets the vibe that something's wrong.
Oh yeah. Also, this creature runs up to the two of you. Saoirse, it's gotten the best vibe off of you. So this thing just comes tearing around the corner, like spitting up snow with his paws as it runs. Full tilt right at you. Comes to a skidding halt right in front of you. And almost presses its face up against yours as it makes direct eye contact with you, up close and personal. And you are immediately given the sense that it wants you to follow.
Okay, so Saoirse is going to reach over and put her hand on Wilhelm's arm and say, something's wrong. I get the sense that something's wrong, and the dog wants us to follow it. Let's go.
Okay.
All right. So you guys may make your move action this round. You can welcome to dash.
Okay, yeah, so Saoirse is going to
Oh,
dash.
These are 10-foot squares too. Just
Biggins.
Okay.
sorry.
Let me, alright. Let me just, make sure. Okay, that's,
that's
30
good.
feet
Good.
from, yeah,
Good.
that's good.
All good. As you guys round the corner, you can see the struggle inside. You can't tell what's going on, but you can see Kaz just rooted on his feet, like just fighting off something and struggling to grab a hold of Listener, who is on his back and slowly being dragged into the shadows. So, That being said, we're going to come back around. We're just going to go in this order. I'm going to go Kaz, Listener, whatever this is, Saoirse, Wilhelm.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so Kaz, what are you doing?
Can I see these tendrils that are lashing out, by the way?
You can. They're it's like an icy mist that forms into hands.
Well, okay. Don't know if it's gonna have any effect whatsoever, but I'm gonna just try and break them with my spear, I guess.
All right.
See if I can break the holds on Listener.
All right. There's a number of hands on him, but you can still give it a whirl. All right.
Oh, I'm not exactly sure what happened there, but okay. Just the first one is a 20.
20. That'll hit.
Nice. That'd be D6 plus 5. I don't know why the damage won't roll, but
It's all good.
six damage.
6 damage. All right. You get no noticeable reaction, but you're not even sure what a reaction with this would look like, so that's okay. Is it just the one attack?
At the moment, well, hang on. Well, hold on. 7. Ooh, is it 7 or 8? You know what? I can't actually remember whether I get 2 attacks yet. I think it's 2, from what I remember, but I could be wrong.
That's a decent question.
Should be the same as most of the standard fighter ranger type classes.
Yeah, you'd think so, but apparently not.
No?
Didn't get 2 attacks at level 5. It was a couple of levels later.
Oh, okay. Well, that's all right. That's all right.
I'm just I don't remember whether it was 7 or 8. I think it was 7. A number 7. I'm just gonna scroll down to Desolation Strider on the rules book.
All good.
One thing we have to do is get those little clicky links working again.
Yeah, use the ones on the left side.
Oh yeah, level 8 for multi-attack start.
There we go.
Dang it. So level 8.
So
Yep,
close.
Celeritas hands.
So close. That's all right. That's all right.
Thank you. Thank you, listener.
So, that brings us around to Listener.
Yo, yeah, tell me what I gotta do to break these. You want an athletics check?
Okay, so if you want to break this, let me see here.
You want an int check? I'm a little better at those.
Well, yeah, that would be funny, huh? I'm going to think my way out of this one. All right, yeah, you can, just attempt to break the grapple. 2 of them. You have 2 grapples on you. You do have a -1 penalty currently.
I do. That's pretty rough, but I will give it a try.
Okay. Look at that. Look at that.
Huh, not bad. Does a 20 do it?
Well, it's an opposed grapple, so let's see.
Oh!
It's close. It was close. You felt like you were gaining purchase, and it just pulled you back at the last second.
Yeah, it happens.
You still got 1 more. Listener needs astral arms. Yeah, doesn't everybody?
Yep.
Mood.
Okay, let me give you another try.
All right.
It'll have to roll very poorly.
There we go. So yeah, you're unable to, as you're back around. You're still on your back, struggling, clawing it as best as you can. The kind of slow motion panic of an OWM in danger. Anything else you want to try?
Is there anything nearby that I could latch onto with my hands or something to prevent it from pulling me further? Could I slow my progress towards the bottom of the ship? I have very bad feelings about the bottom of the ship.
There's Kaz's leg.
Yeah, it's
He is currently about as immovable as anything.
it's true. Honestly, that your attempt to break the grapple was an attempt to gain a handhold and
Yeah.
pull out. So no, not so much.
I will hold my hand out to Kaz as I slide into the darkness.
Okay. You're not there yet. Don't worry.
Mhm.
All right. So basically, it's this thing's move again.
Mhm.
First off, it's going to try and latch onto you again.
Oh, shit.
Because these are just tendrils firing off of this huge mass. Only one this time, though.
Okay.
And nope, you managed to kind of quickly for an OM dodge out of the way.
I roll a little bit and it bounces off Kaz's shield instead.
So
Yeah.
the grip on you tightens. The cold gets excruciating at this point. Like you're starting to really stiffen now, and you know what's happening. You know the water in your system is freezing.
That does really poorly for me.
Yeah, you can already start to feel things bursting from the expansion
Mhm.
within you.
If I live, I can do something about that.
Yes. I will say, next time around, you're going to suffer a -2 penalty.
Ah, you know, it'd be great. It'd be great to get out of here alive. I would love that so much.
You can do it. You can do it. You have help now.
Yep, help is coming.
Kaz, it's going to lash out at you again twice.
Okay. Ooh.
Did it
Gets
get
a
you?
hit.
All right. And we made it around to your turn, so you're no longer rooted.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, one of them is enough to get you 6 points of damage, and you are also pulled prone and beginning to be drug in. So,
Alrighty.
Good friends.
yeah, you guys are watching this from outside, which does bring us around to Saoirse.
Yeah, so Saoirse at this point is going to cry out, "We need to pull them out of there somehow." And she is going to start up a little ditty.
Nice.
Let me see, which one do I want? I think this one will be more powerful, so
She's gonna do a beautiful acoustic rendition of "Fuck this shit, I'm out." What do we got? In all things this. Very nice.
yep. Yeah, and
Excellent.
since the unified action is to get both of them like out of the grips of this like mist, essentially, that I feel like it would apply. So yeah.
Okay. No, that's great. So that will actually negate the new penalty that listener just got hit with.
Very helpful.
Very, very good. All right. So you're playing your song.
Yeah, and she's going to mention that we need to work as a team to get out of this.
Okay.
Wink, wink.
Wink, wink.
Wink.
Wilhelm, what about you? What you got?
I am gonna try something. You said this thing looked like a mix of like ice and mist, right?
Oh yeah. Hang on. I'm sorry. 1 second. Oh, wrong game.
Whoops.
There we go. Didn't mean to confuse anyone. All right, we're back. Sorry, dealing with some real life stuff here.
I thought you got Rickroll us.
We're back. So, where were we?
Listener, legs,
That's right.
Yes.
In
freezing.
all Believe it
things,
was
this had been cast.
Yes. That's right. So that negated that most recent extra penalty. All right, and we were on Wilhelm?
we were on me. I had moved, and I was making sure I understood. So this creature looks to be made up of mist and ice.
It's hard. You really can't see.
This-
It's pitch black inside there, aside from the little shafts of light coming through the cracks in the wood. As far as you can tell, there's a lot of mist in the room. Something is grabbing them from deep within and pulling them in.
I am, like I said, I'm gonna move, and you said each one of these is 10
10.
feet,
Yeah, 10.
right? The squares.
Yeah, 10 feet.
I'm gonna move to there, and I am gonna pop a concussion can,
Uh-oh.
which is supposed to get rid of all
You're breaking up a little
You're,
bit.
you're breaking
Gas
up incredibly powerful.
and mist within a 20-foot radius. It just explodes out, sort of washing it all away.
Okay.
Is this better?
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, that's strong.
So, do you have this as an item you can post in the chat log there, or?
I don't have it, the actual description written down. It is...
Is it on your
See
sheet?
if I can just... I have the... I can copy and paste from the book, if you'd like.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Just so I can have a quick reference here. Okay. Gas or
Yeah.
mist. Okay. Roll to hit. Ranged attack.
Ready. Proficient?
Just a ranged attack, dex-based attack.
Okay. We'll use that. It's a +5, so 12.
Okay. You managed to kind of land it where you think you need it. The canister, chink, 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 lands on the floor, fizzles for a second, and then just shoot. Kaz and listener, you're shaken by the concussion. Mist and ice crystals and bits of wood just shower you inside the ship as it just rattles the old hull itself. The mist clears, but whatever has them does not.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, it's just harder to see now. For everyone but listener.
Yes, I've got the advantage there.
Listener's painfully aware of what's happening.
Can I do off-turn communication? That'd be all right.
As long as it's within the 6 seconds it takes.
That's fair. It'll be a very fast one. It'll be to Wilhelm exclusively, so I don't have to do any of the channel switching.
It's all good. Speed of thought, anyway. You're good.
Speed of thought, I do have a minor advantage. The
Alright.
bottom hull of the ship is deeply blighted. Try to pull us out. And that's all he's got.
Let me. Can I respond real quick?
I'll allow it.
Let me see through your eyes.
Sure. Do you want me to wait for turn for that, or just send it to him?
Well, let's wait for your turn. Your turn's coming up, but just to keep things, on the up and up.
Yep.
All right.
And I'd say that was my action, so I am done.
Good. All right. And that brings us around to Kaz. Kaz, what are you doing?
What do I see?
Nothing right now. As dark as can be.
Well, I'm a dwarf.
That's right. You do have dark vision.
Dark vision.
I will say that honestly, you don't see anything, especially not since the concussion.
Okay, I'm gonna get up then, and I'm gonna make my way out again.
Okay.
I'm
You gonna try and get up?
sorry.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do the grapple.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Now is this normal roll or advantage with the in all things this going?
In all things, this gives you +1 bonus.
Okay.
Yeah, this isn't an action that we're doing together right now, so yeah, no advantage, unfortunately. Ooh.
Well, that would be.
You don't need it though.
That technically would be 27 then with the +1 on top.
I honestly, well, here, I'll give myself a chance to roll a 20, which did not happen. I can't beat
+8
that.
athletics, he thick, boy.
So, using all your might and your piss and vinegar, you just rip right out of whatever's got you. This round basically will be you ripping out and getting back to your feet.
Yep.
But you are out of its grip, mad as hell, and back on your feet. Well, mad as hell is up to you, of course. That was more of a descriptive term.
Sounds about good. Sounds right to me.
All right.
Can I also have my little bat creature that's like...
Your animal companion.
Yeah, go and tell Jeff that chaos is happening right now.
Sure.
Yep.
I'll allow it.
Danger times arrive.
So that brings us to listener.
Yes.
What do you got?
2 icy tentacles. Now, my question to you. They got my feet, right? Because I'm being pulled foot first.
Yeah, they're around your legs.
I don't need those so bad, do I?
Oh, we're going extreme. Uh-oh.
Uh,
I mean, ambulation is what it is, I guess.
I can get these back later.
You mean there's going to be someone has more difficult moving than Uki?
Yes.
Yeah. It's the Oum ability to regenerate a limb. Although
And he is freezing, so he can probably just snap his legs off pretty easy.
It's true. You are going to regenerate slower with that stone because it's not
powerful sunlight.
Yeah. Because that does say, like, in sunlight, as in, like, full sunlight.
Yes.
But no, you still can. You're going to take a substantial amount of damage, though.
I'm quite sure I am. But how far do I have to go? I guess I'll ask you, until I am dragged dangerously at the hull, which I suspect has been so thoroughly blighted as to eliminate everybody who ever looked at this ship.
a round or two?
Goodbye, legs.
So you're going to try and break the legs?
I will attempt. Yes.
Oh, okay. Now this is not something that's easy to do. You may be plant, but this still goes against your survival instinct.
All right. So I got one round left. You said round
or
or two.
One or two.
I will give it one last try. I'm going to speak to Wilhelm. I'm going to reach out for assistance and hope that some of these people arranged here will try and pull me away. And I'm going to once more try and break the grapple.
All right. You've got... Is it just the one now? Or are we still at two?
I forget, man. If I had two, I don't think I'd even be able to break it. I think that's technically, like... Once you're double grappled, you're just kind of screwed.
I think you said that it was going to go to -2 this round, but Sears just started playing in all things this, so it's still at like -1.
Yeah. Oh no, you do still have two. No, I'll let you attempt to break the two though. You just have the -1 instead of -2.
I'm gonna roll athletics.
Okay.
But the first things, I do continue speaking to Wilhelm. I will show him what's got me because he wanted that.
Okay.
So using the sight, he now can see exactly what I see. The bottom of this ship is so thoroughly infused with some blighted, deathly energy that it has gained minor awareness and is dragging me in.
It is. And it's a horrifying thing to see, Wilhelm.
Second
Can I be
thing
making a sanity save?
We're not quite there yet.
He's a doctor in Cairne. He's seen some bad stuff.
Yeah. He doesn't sleep well most nights without drugs anyway, probably.
Second thing I will say to Wilhelm, I will try to break free. You try to pull me. If I cannot, take the legs off.
That was just to
I
Wilhelm.
will.
Just to Wilhelm, yeah.
Okay.
He's the doctor. He's got knives. He's got
I've got
probably
an
a
axe.
surgery saw.
Bone saw.
I've got an axe.
Also, he can speak aloud to other people and instruct them to do things.
True. All right. Well, let's get her done.
Then have an athletics check.
All right.
It's not
19.
bad.
Oh.
God damn it.
One more.
No.
One off?
Oh dear.
I think we're at perfect one off from all of the last round's rolls.
I know. The dice are not being kind. You must not have made your weekly sacrifice.
No. Finally cleared my damn backdoor into the Roll20 RNG.
It's okay. You're still in the game.
Still in the game for now.
So, once again, the grip tightens even more, painfully so. The cold is just, you can feel like the vessels that run through you, that carry water through your system, just swelling and bursting and cracking.
To make them easier to cut momentarily.
But for one of the first times in your life, you, the individual, are feeling pain. Like
I know.
excruciating pain.
Pain and fear.
So, this is something I actually had thought about.
Yes, this is new.
With the collective, any individual damage, that pain was dispersed amongst the collective, lessening it, so no one would be able to shrug off most injury as far as the pain effects. This is all you now.
This is all me. Not only do I have no place to store this excess sensory input, when I'm out, I'm probably just out.
Possibly. I'm going to ask you to make a wisdom save real quick.
I will do my level best. There's a wisdom save.
Okay. It's very close, but you are hovering right on the edge of terror.
Yes.
Listener is afraid. Once again, new things
New things all around. Such an exciting life he lives now.
Yeah, as an individual, suddenly loss of life becomes a much greater deal.
Oddball question.
Mhm.
Since listener is projecting the vision into Wilhelm's mind, is there any overflow into Wilhelm?
You probably notice.
The fear.
Yeah, listener is
Just
not
like
done
in general,
that before,
yeah.
so he doesn't know to control that.
Yeah, no, you would definitely notice the panic in him. The way he's shifting and moving and looking, like you're seeing the panic that you would attribute towards a normal organic humanoid. Something you've probably not ever seen in listener. So yeah.
He'll try to, obviously this already happened, but going forward, if he sees it start coming again, can I try to bolster
You're welcome
with my
to.
own Dr. Steely nerves?
Yeah, you're welcome to try.
Okay.
But that brings us around to whatever this is. You and Saoirse are still outside the room, or the hole. You have not entered.
Did Saoirse take a turn this round?
She's next.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I was checking.
Saoirse did not enter.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't think you guys had. I know Wilhelm threw the canister in, but he didn't actually go in. I don't think.
Oh no, I went in.
Oh, are you in?
I am in because I was trying to like drop it and clear and see if I could yank him back.
Okay.
I am in there as well.
So it is going to take a pot shot at you. I take it that probably didn't get you.
It didn't.
Okay. Good for you. Good for you. Kaz, it's going to take a shot at you. No.
Close.
And it's going to take one more at listener.
Oh, shit.
Yep. Goodbye,
Or a
legs.
listener.
My God. I feel like I'm picking on you. This is terrible.
I'm
And
the
it's
guy
like-
who built a 10 AC character, man.
No,
I'm
you-
surprised I made it this far.
You're doing good, though.
And the roll's like a 24 or 25 every time. That's what's crazy.
I know. Usually it cheats in your favor.
Yes, this is often the case. It's fine. I have extreme measures for a reason.
It's okay. This isn't over yet. So, listener, at this point, you are actually being pulled into the mass. Your legs are about half submerged in it, and the icy freeze that is running through you is excruciating.
I bet.
You can no longer move your legs at this point, and you are beginning to experience the closest an OM can experience to suffocation. You are not able to breathe, basically, for lack of a better term.
Mm-hmm. It does require circulatory motion for that.
So, what is your con mod?
My con mod is surprisingly decent. I have a 3.
3? Okay. So, basically, once again, for lack of a better term, you are holding your breath, more or less.
Mm-hmm.
So, you have 4 minutes that you can withstand within this from here on out, within the turns and the rounds, after which you will expire.
Good to know. I'm gonna burn all that stored sucrose here in just a moment.
Yeah, exactly. So just so we know what's going on from a technical standpoint. That's it for it.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, at this point, the other creature pads into the hull and begins to watch what's going on very carefully. Hasn't made a move yet, though.
Of course not.
But it is standing in the middle of this, unaffected. So, Saoirse, what do you got?
Okay, so can she see Kaz and listener?
Yes, at this point, yeah.
Okay, so she kind of gets a sense that Kaz and Wilhelm are free from this thing's grasp.
Yeah, you can see them on their feet.
Okay, so she's going to continue playing in All Things This, basically, and she's going to tell Kaz and Wilhelm we need to work together to pull Listener out. You know, she can't while she's playing her violin, obviously, because we need to keep in All Things This going.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
So,
if maybe on Wilhelm's round, that Kaz helps Wilhelm to like get Listener out, if you'll allow that. Like, we need to give.
yeah, Kaz can hold his turn till Wilhelm's initiative, and they can work in tandem with Listener. Actually, all together, if they both hold until Wilhelm's round.
Wilhelm's round is after its, though, right?
That is correct.
Yeah, Wilhelm's about
Actually,
to come up,
mine is next, so I'll be holding for you guys.
That's actually a very good point.
That's substantially better, as a matter of fact.
Yes, it is, because then you can just all go on Listener's turn.
Yes.
See, look at that big brain stuff right there.
Yeah, so that's Saoirse's turn.
Okay. Wilhelm, you're holding.
Mm-hmm.
I am holding.
Kaz, holding.
Grab hold.
Yeah.
All right.
Kaz probably should walk forward and hold his action, just so he's in front of Listener.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
All right.
Past,
Are you?
and then get a good grab of Listener's arms, and then wait until Listener's ready.
Are you disengaging?
No, I'll let it get a free hit.
All right.
It's a man who trusts his AC.
It missed. You managed to narrowly just deflect it off your shield as you step
So
past.
narrow.
So narrow. All right, so here we go. We get to
Okay.
use the full effects of the song now.
Yes.
You have Wilhelm and Kaz assisting.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to do 3 opposed checks, since you have 3 on you now.
Yep.
3 opposed checks at advantage. God. No penalty. It should be a -2 this round, but because of the song and the fact
And the multi-assist.
and the multi-assist. In fact, I'm going to give you a +1 bonus for the
Much
multi-assist.
appreciated.
So yeah, 3 attempts at advantage, +1 bonus.
If I attempt to break my legs off in the escape, can I have more?
Do you want to try to break the grapple or break your legs?
I'm saying if I combine those two. If I'm willing to accept any damage to my legs and the loss of anything below where I am grappled, can I get more chance to escape?
Yeah, I tell you what. You know what? Why not? I'll give you a +2.
Hey, all right. I'm just gonna hit them all.
All right. So, what do we got? 17, 15, 12?
So that's 18, 16, 13.
Plus
no,
2.
he gave +2. Because I'm
okay.
accepting the loss of the limbs. I do have a survival instinct, and it is kicking in, but OM are just not as attached to their limbs as most people.
Because that's only a +1 on there. So that
Yeah.
should be an 18, 17, or no, 18, 16, and 13.
It should be +2 across the board. The 1 is just my athletics score.
Yeah, no, there should be an additional +1. It should have been your strength +2.
Yeah.
It only shows +1.
Yeah, but isn't his strength +1 already? So
Yeah, my strength is base 1, so I should have like
Or
19,
3.
17, 14.
Yeah.
If he
Yeah.
breaks off his limbs, but
Alright.
we'll see.
All right, so 19, 17, 14. Here we go. That's 1.
Ah!
No.
Goodbye, leg.
Goodbye, other leg.
Yeah, goodbye, other leg.
All right.
Mm.
So we're tearing the legs away.
Yep. I didn't need him that bad.
Wilhelm and Kaz, are you tearing the legs away?
I have instructed Wilhelm to do this.
Yeah.
Wilhelm,
Yes. Yes.
tell me how you're doing it.
I'm using my surgical kit, and if it starts looking bad, I am going to use
I'm gonna say
the bones.
it looks bad. If you do not get him out this round, you will have to get into whatever has him, the mass at the bottom of the ship. You'll have to literally get into it to get him out.
I'm going to use the bone saw, would be my suspicion.
Okay.
So, unless I don't know if there was a medieval surgical cleaver,
There was.
Yeah.
I would be using that
So a surgical cleaver.
surgical cleaver.
All right.
I will kind of pipe up and say that since this setting is like sort of post-apocalyptic steampunk and it's like aesthetic, technically the implements that we would have available to us would be Victorian.
Mm-hmm.
Who also had a surgical cleaver, I think.
Yeah, they did.
Oh,
They did.
yeah.
A very razor sharp surgical cleaver.
Yeah, so 1800s medical technology we
Yeah.
has.
This is educational, kids at home. You can tell your teachers at school. All right. Kaz, are you assisting
Yep.
somehow? What are you doing?
Well, throwing my spear to the ground, I'm just going to grab my battle axe and just say, sorry, mate, and hack away at the other limb.
All right. Jeez. All right. This is horrific.
Just trimming some branches, that's
Trimming
all.
some branches. How many
He's a
hit?
plant man.
How many hit points do you have?
I actually have a lot of hit points.
I thought
This
so.
might hurt anyways, but I have 54 hit points left.
All right. Each one of these is going to do 3d12. Because I love 12-sided dice. I never get to use them.
They are great. Please do not murder me with them, but they are pretty great.
So we'll go 21
Ouch.
for the first and 18 for the second.
Ouch. Okay, let's see. Beautiful.
Now, I will know that they actually does list damage in field amputation.
That what?
Field amputation does actually have a damage for how much damage amputating a limb does.
Are you using that skill?
I don't have that skill. I'm just saying it
Oh.
does have a certain amount of damage.
It didn't kill
Which
me.
is
I'll
less
tell you.
than
I'm
this.
not worried.
It is only 2d10.
Oh, is it 2d10?
Yeah.
Well, I think because of the fact that you don't have the skill.
And it's badly frozen and we're under duress. I
Yeah.
didn't die. I'm
trying.
taking
I'm trying.
No,
I'm trying.
that was a good try, honestly. That was a good try. I'm glad you pulled that out. But
Yeah.
I will say if you actually had the skill, I would have definitely defaulted to at least on the leg you worked on that happening. But
It's
no,
a good thing I have this many hit points, actually.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, you very just. It's less precision and more butchery, but you hack the legs off, yank him backwards. Genesis, I need you to give me a wisdom save, please. Or no, wait, intelligence save. I'm sorry. Give me an intelligence save. We can count this if you want, or you can re-roll.
He's got to roll.
Luck point.
If you want.
Good call. Good.
Okay, yeah, this is
Alright.
what we're going with, 11.
So, everyone within the Orti and the cavern itself hears Genesis erupt into screaming at the top of her lungs as she falls to her knees and grabs her head and is completely overwhelmed with the sensation of listeners' legs being removed the fear that has completely consumed him, and the terror of not understanding why this is happening.
A note should be made. Most thinking creatures that had made it to listeners' apparent ability to walk around and do stuff would have some experience dealing with pain and trauma. He does not. That shit's been offloaded to the collective for years.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, are you still projecting into my mind?
Let us be more merciful and say that listener lost it in the haze.
Yeah, that was a blind surge of psychic energy, basically. Genesis caught it. She wasn't peace-bound. Saoirse and Slotra will actually feel it a little. Less of a painful thing, but more of a, oh dear God, that poor man.
Can I slap the mask on my possibly shaking and painfully spiked head?
Yeah, you're gonna have a good headache for a bit, but yeah, you can.
Ow.
So you managed to pull him from it. The other creature sits and watches, curious. Looks back at the undulating mass and the ship, and steps out.
Well, listener is semi-catatonic. You got him by the arms. He's a little heavy, but slightly lighter now.
And we're all outside the ship now, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Oof.
We need to get out of the range of effect. Remember when the soups went bad? We're still technically within probably that thing's aura.
Yes.
So
Yeah, Saoirse's going to stop playing and say, let's get out of here.
So the creature, the church grim,
Yes.
kind of comes up and sniffs at your stumps, and then raises its head and kind of cocks it sideways and looks at you like it's confused. You get the sense, those of you watching, probably a little less listeners so much, but you get the sense watching that the creature is actually confused as to what listener is. But it looks into the hull of the ship at the stumps being drug into the mass, and one by one apportates them out of the mass and onto the ice next to listener's body.
Oh, now you help.
And
I am stitching.
Are you stitching?
I am stitching those things back on.
You might want to wait a little while, and also, plants don't work quite the same.
Grafting is what you're looking for.
You're gonna need a few more levels in hydroponics before you can pull that one off.
Actually, I do have my knowledge in nature is ridiculous as well.
I'll give him a chance to graft them.
Yes.
And decrease the time significantly.
Yeah, regenerate some structure. I'll have some very interesting, like, warping in the legs. That'll be decorative.
Scars.
Yes. Most of them don't survive to get those.
No.
Either you're living or dying.
Are you doing this here?
No, please, no.
No?
We'll move.
Okay. So you guys move back.
Somebody grabs the legs.
Yeah.
Saoirse will probably grab the legs because I think Kaz and Wilhelm need to carry listener. She's not very strong.
That's fine.
Yeah, he could just pick. Kaz will just pick listener up by himself. Up on
I
his
weigh
shoulders.
340 pounds.
And
He's a big,
I'm just saying it's impressive, is all.
big strong dwarf. All right. So yeah, you guys lift listener up, get the legs, assume you're trotting back to the Orti.
Ideally, yes.
All right. The church grim follows. Once again, it looks really confused and curious about what's going on, primarily concerning listener. So we're going back to the Orti. I'm going to move us to the Orti map.
Oh, yeah.
Since I assume most of you are there, I'll let you put yourselves where you are. That church grim comes aboard with you, unless anyone does something to stop it.
I ain't doing shit.
Saoirse won't. She
Alright.
likes it.
Okay,
I may suggest that we take our union break.
we can do that.
Good call.
We can definitely do that. This would be a good spot. So yeah, we'll be right back after this message from our sponsors. Stay tuned. up sigil again. There we go. Got the right one. First try. Welcome back. All right. So, we just went through a horrifying ordeal.
Oh yeah.
Listener went through a horrifying ordeal. Genesis got the blowback from it. How are you doing, Genesis? Anyway.
Bad evening.
Bad evening, yeah. No, I get that. I get that. Is anyone else doing anything right now?
I have rushed downstairs.
I am on the deck of the ship next to the moon pool, just lying there.
Okay.
I have rushed downstairs, as my token indicates.
You're.
There we go.
I have lots to do.
I was taking a long rest, but after hearing oh gosh, who was the scream?
Genesis.
Genesis.
Genesis scream. Yeah, I went ahead and I've come down. I actually came down to the moon pool to await and see what happened, what was going on.
Yeah, that certainly would have woken you. And of course, you'll see the scene as they bring listener legless up through, followed by his legs being toted along. He is shivering. Well, no, would he shiver? Probably not.
No, because he's not generating any heat internally. That's why he's so sensitive to the cold.
I was thinking from the fear response, but I'm not sure if he would tremble from fear. Or not.
Rustle.
Rustle.
He would rustle his leaves.
He would rustle. That's a good way of looking at it.
No, I'll tell you what. You know what a plant fear response is, actually?
Closing up.
Kind of. I was thinking that smell of freshly cut grass, a large component of it is a signal from the cut grass to the uncut grass that it's taken damage.
Oh, I see. Yeah. So olfactory.
Yeah, a lot of plants have tiny chemical communication like that in a very rudimentary way.
I like that. No, that's good. We'll go with that.
You're saying you're so terrified that you've farted.
Pretty much.
I'm saying my blood smells incredibly fresh. So the chlorophyll and the various sugars leaking from the cut stumps are making it smell like a freshly mown meadow in here.
Probably very strongly considering the size of you.
Yeah.
That makes it. I would like that. That's canon. So
Hey,
go
we're
with
in
that. So yeah. So Genesis, you're still in shock, I imagine, a little bit, realizing what's actually happened now.
What the fuck? What is happening? Why are his legs over there? What did you do? Oh. What happened? What happened?
So Saoirse's going to pass. Well, she would have done it immediately as soon as I got onto the ship, but Saoirse's going to hand Listener's legs to Wilhelm so he can get started.
Yeah. As soon as we're there, I am starting work on Listener's leg.
All right.
Well, you don't want to get up to your surgery bay? It's so well equipped.
Oh my god.
He's gone full triage mode.
I am going to use my last misting hand mortar. Actually, it's an item. I just have to use tincture. I'm going to use the tincture again, so it's going to be healing.
Just run up and get the kettle and run some warm water over legs so they thaw out. I don't know what's
that they're frozen is actually probably helping stem the tide of chlorophyll somewhat.
Yeah.
Okay, don't do that. All right.
Then I am going to try to attach the legs using a combination of like stitching to get them close and grafting, like you said, using my knowledge of nature.
All right. You have a botany ability, don't you?
I have nature.
I thought you had a separate botany skill or something.
I mean, I do have the botany ability.
Yeah. Botany is the ability you would use to graft.
Because also as a apothecary, I am granted, I get knowledge, proficiency, and the nature, and
Yeah, so yeah, that's perfect.
so. Okay.
Yeah,
Can
go
I
ahead.
assist with this?
Sure, I'll allow it. Extra pair of hands with a job this big certainly won't hurt.
Energy medicine and so forth.
What
Recently acquired.
Of course.
what skill do you want me to use? Medicine, nature.
Nature. We're doing your graft.
Okay.
So, yeah, definitely nature.
Do I get my advantage on it?
Yes,
Or-
you do. You are being assisted.
Okay.
Wow, it's a good roll. All right.
Shall I regale us with some fun, like, off-the-cuff OM circulatory system knowledge?
Sure, go for it. While you do that, Wilhelm, give me one more roll for the other leg.
Okay. I am also paying attention to the circulatory system, and more importantly, the cross section, so I know more in case I need to help listener later.
Mm-hmm.
Good, good.
All right.
Hey.
Damn, he's good at this.
Very good.
Definitely going to
So-
be utilizing the remote viewing of what I'm seeing right now in case I need this later.
Okay.
The vascular system of your average plant is composed of two kind of important parts. The xylem tissue is for distributing water and dissolved minerals to the leaves, and the phloem tissue is for moving energy in the form of sugars mostly back out of the leaves to everywhere else in the plant so that growth can continue. Xylem tissue is largely temporary, and it dies after about a year, and then a new layer is formed atop of it. This is why trees have rings. So when you when you are trying to realign listeners' legs, you notice they actually do have rings in them like a tree.
Nice.
And you know
I
that
will-
it's important to align the outermost ring such that the xylem tissue has a chance of reconnecting.
Which I'll say he did successfully with those rolls.
Xylem tissue and what now?
Phloem tissue. This is actual plant knowledge. Educational stream. Here we come.
I told you. I told
You know, I'm never going to spell that. How do you... Hell.
Xylem tissue is Xylem.
Xylem.
One
Well, I
letter off
misspelled
on
it in the chat.
Everyone was always going to misspell that. And then phloem is Phloem.
So he does successfully graft the legs back on.
Wonderful.
Down here with only the artificial sunlight that you have, more or less.
Mm-hmm.
The stone.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It would have taken twice as long, about 4 days, for you to regrow them. With his grafting and that light, I'm going to say 2 days,
Wonderful.
and you should be back on your feet. No pun intended.
All right.
Also, the missing hand mortar gained, I believe it was 8 over the period of time,
Okay.
and then stitching actually is supposed to heal when I stitch something up 1d4 minus 1. So, considering that was the first one, it'd be a 0, and then I'm going to use a salve on him as well,
All right.
which ended up being 1, which when you add the +2, because I am using the botany, not the specialist ability, gives a +3. So you get an additional 3 from that.
Okay, so I take 11 healing.
Yeah, and that way at least it's starting to mend. Hopefully the
Hang on.
flesh is starting to merge.
You guys keep going. I'll be right back.
Okay. Wonderful. Wonderful. I'm almost back to half hit points.
Yeah.
Throw up? Don't do it. Wait.
Give you some stuff.
Oh.
I don't know how long we're spending on this. Just like as much as we need to, right? Because you're the captain of the ship. We can't steer it without you.
It'll be rather interesting trying to steer it in its current state. We're going to see how that goes.
I'm just gonna assume that I will be your eyes at normal eye level, and you'll just have to deal with being a little bit shorter as we wheel in a bed from the sleeping quarters.
You might be the eyes and the hands. It might be
Haphazard.
time for the first mate to step up, captain the ship.
Yeah, I don't want that to happen, so I'm going to spend as much of my energy as I can on casting some stuffs, which I need to check to make sure that my assist did not take away my ability to take an action at this time.
Oh, this is an elongated period. I'm assuming this wasn't just immediate.
All over your shirt, huh?
I mean, we're reattaching legs. This isn't a quick process.
Okay, I'm just gonna go with it then. Okay, gonna try to use this, some energy medicine that I've used similarly on Uki. I have my peace-bound mask on. I might take a second to like meditate and clear my mind and like try to handle the onslaught of energy that's everywhere. But a D6 plus proficiency is a D6 plus 3 for me. So we are not yet level 10, so it is not doubled.
Nope.
D6
Plus proficiency. Yep.
5.
Should be 3.
There we go. 5 more health.
5 more help.
I am officially exactly at half hit points.
How would you all feel about, considering the way things have been going, building a small surgical suite down here?
This seems to be what happens more often than not.
I'm thinking maybe right here, see if we can set up a section where I can find like a trauma unit almost.
And maybe put a splash barrier around the moon pool. Because reasons.
That's a good
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah, while we're contemplating these improvements, I will attempt it again.
For the record, that's me out of character meta to say that'd be a good idea. Spooky, on the other hand, is like, why are we building things like we're going to be here for longer? No, I went off
I gotta try again. That's you can't just not do that. Okay. 8. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'd see how many he lets you use, because like I can only use one. Like on when Uki almost lost her leg, I was only allowed to use 2 of my herbs, so there might be a limit to how many times he lets you use that on a single person. In theory, you should be able to use it 1 for each leg, though. So.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's a
That's
mental ability. It's
hard to say, yeah.
it's the casting time of an action. I don't know if it takes me longer. But then, I guess you add everything else into it: the meditating, the focusing, the trying to think things, the stuffs.
I feel like in order to keep the healing balance, this will be restricted in a very heavy way.
Yeah.
Because if you can use this like as many times as you can on a single person, then the benevolence kind of doesn't really need it that much.
Yeah, see, you would just stock up on mentalists all day.
Lay down.
We'll see.
All the way. Lay down.
But I can see it, like, after this adventure's over, like, just Genesis, Saoirse, Wilhelm opening up some sort of like health clinic together, the three of them. Wilhelm, of course, being the primary doctor, but then Saoirse is here to provide like, you know, the aid to patients, and then Genesis also using her energy healing on people. Ultimate health clinic.
There you go.
Good vibes all around.
Nice.
Good
So
vibe.
you got the extra healing in. Good. Good, good. Sorry about that.
I was just gonna clear
All good.
you to make sure both of those were okay.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
Definitely no problem. So, I'm going to say that listener is well on his way, healing-wise.
I am at half health.
Well on his way. He's probably going to be a little catatonic for a bit.
I will do you one better, entirely, unless anybody goes really out of their way to get a response.
This has been an experience for the boar man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, where are we keeping him? Or are you just going to leave him down
Hey.
here?
I would say in the cots where he's safer from any splash from the moon pool.
I would like him up in my
Up in the
hospital.
Alright, med bay.
He is a patient.
Alright, so yeah, go ahead and move your token up there.
Alright.
Alright, the church grim continues meandering aimlessly about the ship, sniffing
Does
at
the church
things.
grim meet Jeff?
That sounds terrifying.
Oh no.
Yeah, so Saoirse is going to sort of bend down and address the church grim, and she's going to say, "Sorry if we cause such a ruckus out there." And then she's going to say, "You know, we actually met Sinufei, and we were a few days ago, and I think, if I remember right, Genesis gave Sinufei's letter to Saoirse after she got done singing it to her. So Saoirse is going to show the church grim Sinufei's letter."
Oh, how are you showing it?
Yeah, I don't keep enough valid notes for that for me to dig through this.
She's just
So we're
going to
gonna
hold
go
it up
with it. We're
in
just
front
gonna
of
go
his
with it.
face.
We're gonna go with that. Let me just write that down. That's canon.
So, the creature looks at you, and then looks at the letter with an odd, wise understanding glinting in its strange, glowing eyes. You can tell that it's actually scanning the text.
Yeah.
This is fine. The church grim can read. This is good.
The church grim speaks every language,
Yes,
just doesn't speak.
exactly. Has a 10 intelligence. They're pretty smart. So yeah, it scans the text and looks up at you. And then bows its head a moment before.
Saoirse
Go ahead.
is going to bow her head right back respectfully.
Okay, good. After which, he'll perk back up, lick Saoirse across the cheek, big sloppy,
Oh.
and then trot back down the moon pool.
Oh.
Hopping
Good
down
doggo. Good boy. That's a good boy.
to resume his duties. Hopefully.
The goodest boy.
Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?
I don't know, he didn't really do too much for you guys down there.
Oh, he's doing an important job. Listener won't hold it against him.
Yeah. He's He's doing a good job at what he was assigned to do by Sinufe. He's a good boy.
Let's not say he didn't do a lot for us, because he did get the legs back so we could
Got
graft
some
them
legs.
back on,
Yeah.
Mhm.
which was crucial.
To be fair, he wasn't sure what listener was.
Yes. I
Just
don't
gave you
look the
just-
most alive, especially to somewhat divine dogs.
But yeah, he smells like a tree. So
Nice.
That was probably enough information for the dog whenever he started smelling like fresh cut grass.
yeah. Hmm. Strange.
He's just stuck in the sticks.
He was hoping someone would throw one of them.
The fetching action that he did do for the legs was vital.
Yes,
Gave me an excuse to roll energy medicine twice. So
that
Yay.
works. That works. So, the church grim leaves. Where is everyone? Let's see. Everyone's there.
Yeah, after the church grim leaves, Saoirse's probably gonna go back up.
Okay. Back up.
respectful nod to Archibald.
So, you guys kind of go about your business, tending to listener, fretting over listener, trying to make sense of what all just happened. I won't even make you roll for this. After a time, you hear a loud cracking sound. I mean loud.
Uh-oh.
Nice.
Saoirse
Nice.
is going to run over to
Yes.
the window.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm running upstairs
Okay.
to the cockpit up here.
Up to the helm.
Yes.
Okay. So,
Tap tap intercom.
for reference, I'm going to switch maps real quick.
Hmm.
So yeah, we can move all those out of the way. Since everyone's back on the ship. You guys in the distance faintly see the outline of the church grim. Those of you who are looking out. On top of the hull of the Standard. He's begun to howl loudly. The ice here, if you can see where I'm pointing,
Mm-hmm.
has begun to fracture. In fact, as you're watching, you see another fissure just spider out and another loud cracking sound, and you begin to hear the shifting ice moving against one another. The ground begins to shake slightly, and the passage behind you collapses.
Behind, you say?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, the entire chamber is shaking right now.
We can get out of here.
The passage behind us collapsed.
Cannons?
Give him a moment. Give him a moment. Something's happening here.
Okay.
Give Genesis a second here.
Okay.
You're good. You're good. What do you want to do? You want to do something? No?
No! I don't know which one of those okays was me and which one was my character. 3 of them were me, 3 of them were my character.
That's
Okay,
fair.
okay,
That's fair.
okay. We're just like, oh.
So the church grim bays out again, another loud howling noise. He's looking at the direction of the fissures as more begin to spider web out, and it looks like the wall's stability is beginning to give. You can also see the murky black water beginning to trickle in from the fissures.
Can I make sure that the ship is airtight and that everything is closed?
You're welcome to.
Yeah, let's just shut it down, close it up, try to start getting ready to get started. Yell some vague directions down the intercom system to Kaz, but not to Uki because Uki's still recovering. If we
Poor
could,
Uki.
if we could get some coal, that would be great.
Uki, where are you anyway? I'm sorry, this has been a very quiet session for you.
Where am I? What is the map? I'm on the Ortiz. I went down to the.
Here.
That's so weird. Oh, there we go. Thank you. Yeah. So I'm down on the bottom level. So when everything's coming down, I just came down to check and see what was going on.
All right.
Yeah.
You'll hear the order that comes through to basically fire up the boilers.
Uh-huh.
Gotcha.
So I'll probably be able to, since I am down below, then I'll probably kind of hobble over and start, shoveling some coal.
Okay. So Uki begins to shovel, Kaz begins to carry, the boiler begins to spew and spit and warm up once again. Saoirse, you can see the fissure growing and the water is beginning to increase as they pour in and begin to pool around the grounds. Wilhelm, you're with Listener. The entire place is shaking. I imagine you're trying to stabilize him and keep him safe.
Saoirse's going to run back and inform them of what's going on.
Okay.
Wilhelm, Listener. There's a giant fissure forming in the back of the cave. This place is starting to fill up with water.
Listener does not respond. You're not entirely sure if he is paying attention.
I call to mind the many times that I have witnessed Listener taking the ship from a stationary position into a position where it is moving. I prepare myself mentally for what is about to happen, because if this is caving in, then the air that is in this area needs to get out somehow. I need to be looking out for where that's going, how the pressure is equalizing, what this chamber is doing, and be more aware of my surroundings so I can prepare to exit in hopefully the least lethal manner.
Okay.
Cannon shouldn't be necessary because if the cave is imploding on itself from one side, it should be the pressure should be going somewhere, essentially. Hopefully.
All
Could
right.
just be imploding. I have no idea.
All right. So another howl echoes through the chamber, and the entire section of wall gives way. A torrential just flooding begins to occur. The murky, blighted waters immediately begin to fill the chamber.
Everyone take a seat. Brace, brace, brace.
Anyone still watching out front?
Saoirse, after informing them, is going to go, and watch from where she was watching.
Okay.
Buckle in, people. It's gonna be a rough, whatever this is.
Genesis, you're still up at the helm?
I am.
Okay. I guess you're the pilot now.
I am.
So, the Churchgrim, those of you who are looking out can see, looks back at the Ortiz. You can see his eyes shimmering in the gloom as the room begins to fill up. He barks loudly at you, and the Ortiz moves.
Pop.
Yeah. The Ortiz moves into the fissure, splashing into the water, little less than gracefully. So everyone is a little jarred, but I'm not gonna. I've done enough to you guys tonight. I'm not gonna start rolling for injuries just yet. Um, Everybody's jarred a little bit. You know, I might get a bump or a bruise here and there. Wilhelm is struggling to keep listener on the table, and you guys down below are mainly focused on keeping water off the boilers and keeping them pumping. From here, you appear to have a straight shot up.
Goodest boy! I love this dog.
Genesis,
Yes,
you have the helm.
I do.
What are you doing?
Carefully and cautiously looking at our projected path and moving upwards in an appropriate speed.
What's appropriate?
Something that won't give us the bends.
We are in a pressurized environment.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
just keep an eye out and undive.
And awesome.
Whatever the phraseology is for that, because I am shooketh.
No, that's actually perfect based on your character's experience. So yeah, you punch it, basically, and the legs begin to scramble along the ice, moving actually fairly well as they did before, piercing the ice and gripping very well. As you disappear into the ever-widening gap ahead of you, you hear the churchgrim howl behind you, fading quickly as the waters flood in and completely immerse the chamber. You guys have broken free. Within a matter of moments, you can actually see sunlight up ahead coming through the water as you race towards the surface. The actual surface.
Okay.
Are you wanting to go to the surface?
Yes.
You can dive.
We don't need to do that.
You can. I don't mind.
Quick logic check. Just gonna on the intercom. We do need to go up, right? Yes. I feel like this is a trap. Okay.
Saoirse's just going to pipe up over the intercom and in response and say, well, we need to go out into open ocean so we can get to the domes of the Shining Eyes, but a brief stop off wouldn't hurt.
All right.
If it is indeed surface.
Make a quick. It's the surface, and I know this.
I mean, I haven't fooled you with that before.
Okay. Go with that.
Have I?
Twice.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, maybe.
Yeah. I don't know what to believe. All right. We'll go with that. We'll go with that. The surface with the biggest air quotes that I can buy on Amazon. Just the surface. Sure. Okay. All right.
It'll be fine.
And we're going up. Sure. Yeah.
So,
All right.
so achingly painful minutes pass.
Okay.
You're probably not even sure how many. You're intent. You're focused. You're nervous. You're worried. And still reeling from your previous experience, trying to figure out what the hell just happened. But time passes. The light gets brighter and brighter and brighter until you finally break the surface on a cloudy day, gray clouds overhead and a miserable rain. But beyond those clouds, beyond that gloom, is the sun. You guys have broken out of Nether's Deep.
At last.
Yeah.
So, I will say that in the distance, Genesis, there is what appears to be a small island land that you may make for if you choose to. You don't have to. You're welcome to float here. You're welcome to submerge again. But
Let's head to the island.
okay, heading towards the island.
Don't know if people there or creatures there, beings there are hostile, but we will deal with that when we get to it.
I like to imagine the Orti doggy paddling.
With all 18 of its legs just deedle.
Exactly.
But that being said, I think we're gonna call it a wrap here for tonight.
Sounds A-okay to me.
Okay.
Yep.
So, next time we return, we will set foot on the mysterious island and go from there. I think I did say last week that we were going to give it one more session to hear from our absent players. I believe Erebus and Slatra will be leaving the crew next session. They will.
Okay.
I will find a way for them to safely make their way, especially now that we're topside again. Not that I want them gone. I do miss them both, but real life first, as always.
Oh yeah.
But yeah. So I hope tonight wasn't too horrific.
A little bit of death and destruction has never done us any harm.
This is true, and I know occasionally I do need to remind you guys that it's Cairn.
It's very deadly.
And this was actually a new creature I've worked up.
Yes. Since it's gone now, did I guess its origin correctly? This is a creature or an infestation that got attached to the bottom of the ship as it was sailing foolishly over blinded waters.
It's an aquatic version of dread sand.
That's exactly what I thought. Yeah.
Aquatic version of dread sand. You guys came close to the actual dread sand, not right before you got to the Follies. Yeah, but you
Close to the actual what now?
dread
The real
sand.
dread sand, the original dread sand.
That was back a story arc ago.
Yeah.
Whenever we were making our way towards Butcher's Block.
That was right before, I think. Wasn't that right before you met Uki?
I had to ask.
Yep.
I believe so.
Yeah.
On my end, you got out there, so I just had to ask.
You could.
Yep. This is why you shouldn't go sailing in Cairn. And now look at us, sailing in Cairn.
Sailing in game.
Don't like it.
But you guys have been in Nether's Deep for a while, and if you really think about it, you've experienced a lot down there. Like, so much has happened to you guys down there.
And we made it through it all.
You did. Survived it.
Like, some people got injured, namely Uki and Listener, but we made
And
it
Kaz.
alive.
Yeah.
And Kaz.
Kaz
Yeah,
got
and-
hurt really bad. He's just
A
super
lot.
robust.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, you had the spirit of the dragon lovers. You had the ancient dwarven structures, the creatures from the ocean bottom, the mad elves and their crazed spirit tree, the lava. Don't forget the lava.
Oh yeah.
It's been exciting. I hope you have enjoyed Nether's Deep.
Oh yeah.
Such a lovely place. I won't be visiting again.
Much like
And I
the
love how
Hotel
we-
California.
Yeah, and I love how we ended it on, like, you know, a high note with, like, a little ally, like, just the goodest boy helping us out in Nether's Deep.
I was gonna make you guys figure your own way out. From here, the collapse behind you was going to happen. That was a pre-planned event. You used cannons. It was only a matter of time.
Yep.
Yeah.
However, I did not expect you to show the Church Grim that letter, which bought his favor.
Yeah, I figured since Saoirse, like, you know, was able to figure out the legend of the Church Grim and, like, you know, knew that they were connected to Sinew Fae, like, I don't know. I felt like that's something that she would show just to, like, you know, say, like, hey, you know, we're on your side. We're trying to help out. Like, so, yeah.
Solid plan. It was very well done.
Thank you.
We'll talk over the course of the next 2 weeks, but we may fast forward a little time once you guys land on the beach for healing, and you know, for Erebus and Slaughter's departure. If you want, we will talk over the course of the next 2 weeks.
We'll plan it out.
Are we still on for next Saturday?
Yes, we are.
Okay.
We will return next Saturday for Sigil.
Back to Sigil Confidential next Saturday.
Yeah.
And then Monday and Friday as well. We're back to the tower, right?
The tower is running. I'm afraid it is still not broadcast, but for the benefit of the players, tower is running.
Yeah. I like to tell the listeners too, so that they can drool over it.
Imagine in the background. I swear, the next one we'll put up on stream.
It's all good. Whenever you're ready. And then I think we're back to Conan the following Friday. Is that right?
Conan is on
that's
Monday.
I keep getting that all messed up. Forgive me.
The following Friday should be Yavin.
Back to Yavin. All right, that's right.
Yes.
So Yavin in 2 weeks.
Come to our Discord and check the calendar because
Please.
I'm miffled.
Or really, it's like Star Wars because it's not Jewel of Yavin anymore. Now y'all are playing like Big Trash Planet or whatever.
Oh,
Daryl
yeah.
named it.
Name is in flux. Setup is not. We have created Oops All Smugglers, the party, and we're gonna have a great time with that.
Come meet Sam.
Come meet Sam. Sam is pretty great.
But yeah, thank you guys so much for playing. Thank you for watching and joining us. And we'll see you guys very, very soon.
Good night,
Good night.
everyone.
Night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.